Jesus said, "I give you a new commandment. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you are to love one another."
It was before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that his hour had come and that he must leave this world and go to the Father. He had always loved his own who were in the world, and now he was to show the full extent of his love. The devil had already put it into the mind of Judas, son of Simon Iscariot, to betray him. During supper, Jesus, well aware that the Father had entrusted everything to him and that he had come from God and was going back to God, rose from table, laid aside his garments, and taking a towel, tied it round him. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel. When it was Simon Peter's turn, Peter said to him, "You, Lord, washing my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not understand now what I am doing, but one day you will." Peter said, "I will never let you wash my feet." "If I do not wash you," Jesus replied, "you are not in fellowship with me." "Then, Lord," said Simon Peter, "not my feet only, wash my hands and head as well." Jesus said, "A man who has bathed needs no further washing. He is altogether clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." He added the words, "not every one of you," because he knew who was going to betray him. After washing their feet and taking his garments again, he sat down. "Do you understand what I have done for you?" he asked. "You call me Master and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am." "Then if I, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. I have set you an example. You are to do as I have done for you."
Jesus said, "When the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the angels with him, He will sit in state on his throne with all the nations gathered before him. He will separate people into two groups, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he will place the sheep on his right hand and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right hand, "You have my Father's blessing. Come, enter, and possess the kingdom that has been ready for you since the world was made. For when I was hungry, you gave me food. When thirsty, you gave me drink. When I was a stranger, you took me into your home. When naked, you clothed me. When I was ill, you came to my help. And when in prison, you visited me." Then the righteous will reply, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and fed you, or thirsty and gave you drink, a stranger and took you home, or naked and clothed you? When did we see you ill or in prison and came to visit you?" And the king will answer, "I tell you this, anything you did for one of my brothers here, however humble, you did for me." And then he will say to those on his left hand, "The curse is upon you. Go from my sight to the eternal fire that is ready for the devil and his angels. For when I was hungry, you gave me nothing to eat. When thirsty, nothing to drink. And when I was a stranger, you gave me no home. And when naked, you did not clothe me. And I was ill and in prison, you did not come to my help." And they too will reply, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or ill or in prison and did nothing for you?" And he will answer, "I tell you this, anything you did not do for one of these, however humble, you did not do for me." And they will go away to eternal punishment, but the righteous will enter eternal life.